Welcome back to the MMA Business Hour. We have some breaking UFC news I want to discuss with everyone today. If you haven't yet, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. It really helps us get into the algorithm. Now to the breaking news. A Las Vegas judge issued class certification for a lawsuit pending against the UFC for up to $1.6 billion. All right, I'm going to go through an article written by Mark Grimaldi from ESPN breaking down what this lawsuit is, who is issuing the lawsuit, and what could potentially come of it. All right, here we go. Here's the article, guys. The plaintiffs seemingly earned a strategic victory in an antitrust lawsuit against the UFC back in 2020. Nearly 3 years later, that win has been made official. Federal Judge Richard Boulware granted the plaintiffs class certification on Wednesday, according to a document from the U.S. District Court for the District of Nevada. The lawsuit against the UFC, which was first filed all the way back in 2014, will now be a class action lawsuit, meaning almost 1,200 fighters can sue the UFC as a collective for alleged unfair business practices. The class period encompasses any fighter who competed in the UFC from December 16, 2010 to June 30th, 2017. The UFC plans to appeal the decision, obviously, the promotion told ESPN in a statement from its lead counsel, William A. Isaacson. What this lawsuit really means is that these UFC fighters are claiming that the UFC is buying up all these small promotions and creating a monopoly that is suppressing fighter pay. As you all know, fighter pay has been a big topic over the last few years. Some of these fighters are only getting like $12,000 to win, $12,000 to show, which is absolutely disgraceful. Dana White and his partner should be absolutely ashamed. All right, let's keep going on this article. Boulware said that he would be granting class certification in a status conference call in December 2020, but he did not file an official approval of the plaintiff's motion until Wednesday. Thrilled to announce that the court in the UFC case has certified the class of MMA fighters, one of the plaintiff's attorneys, Eric Kramer, wrote Wednesday on X, formerly Twitter. We look forward to demonstrating our allegations that the UFC has abused its market power to suppress fighter pay before a jury in Las Vegas. This is a big deal, man. The UFC, has been accused of, suppressing fighter pay for years, and now that this kind of lawsuit is in motion, all these fighters who feel they have been unfairly taken advantage of by the UFC can come together and sue the UFC. And if we scroll down, the plaintiffs are seeking between $800 million and $1.6 billion in damages from the UFC. Boulware did not grant certifications for the identity class part of the suit, where fighters claim the UFC suppressed licensing fee associated with identity rights. So this is more about them creating this monopoly, and then since there's nowhere else these fighters are claiming that they can fight for fair wages, that the UFC is using this to their advantage to suppress fighter pay. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this lawsuit? Do you think it has legs? Do you think some of the fighters, I think a lot of them are definitely going to join this class action lawsuit. The original plaintiffs include former UFC fighters Kung Lee and John Fitch, and they both allege that the UFC is an illegal monopoly for monopsony and have snuffed out competition for other MMA promotions in effort to drive down fighter wages. If you look at how much the UFC makes compared to fighter pay, the balance is like less than 10%, and most sports pay way more from the profits to the actual players. So that's why the UFC these fighters need to form a union, or the UFC is going to continue to take advantage of them. That's my opinion. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think about all this, and we'll catch you guys on the next fight. Peace!